What's going on, YouTube? I am Hot Messness, MUA, otherwise known as Vanessa. My daughter is coloring, so if this camera is shaking, not much I can do about it. Anyway, today's video is my top five favorite things of April. I haven't been real keen on doing monthly favorites. Most of the time I don't have things that turn over, and I don't bring in enough and use something enough to be like, that's my favorite. Usually if I keep using something over and over and over again, it just kind of becomes a holy grail instead of, oh, this is my favorite thing. So I thought this would be fun to do short lists, 5 favorite things. I'll throw in an honorable mention because 6 isn't quite as catchy as 5. These are just things that I have been using throughout the month of April. I really like them, and I wanted to share them with you guys. And then maybe I will do another favorites, you know, maybe I'll do them seasonally. But the last favorites I did was a really long period of time, and I just feel like that works better for me, to truly call something my favorite instead of, this is something I like for the now. So we're gonna start with number 1. This is the Scupltla Plus H2 Poly-L Lactic Acid Stem Cell Mist. I don't really know what's in this. All I know is it's magic for your face. It's not the kind of mist that I would use for my makeup because it's so expensive. This is like a good skincare mist. When I'm not wearing makeup, or in my first steps, or during some of my cleansing steps after I go into like right before moisture, I'll put this on. If I spend a whole day where I'm not wearing makeup, I'll put this on. Sometimes I will bless myself with a splash of this when I have makeup on, but it is such a pricey item, but so worth it. You know, like if there was hype around this, I would believe it, but there's no hype around this. In order to get this, I got this from Penn.Smith.skincare. You can get it from her. You had to email her. So I will link her channel where I learned about this stuff down below if you're interested. It's just, she broke down the ingredients and all the good that was in this, and I can feel the difference. When I spray this on my face, I can feel the difference. Like hydrated, and like when people talk about having their face feel plumped, and I'm like, oh, I don't know about that. This right here. So if you're looking for something that is like, you really feel a difference when you use it, this mist is incredible. Next up is the Patrick Star Sweet Mama Star lipstick. This is from the Miso Chic. It is on my lips with a little bit of a lip balm on top. It's just a good color. It's been living in my purse. It's a shame that they don't sell these individually because this is the kind of shade, I'm sure it could be duped somewhere, but it's just such a good neutral pinky shade. It's got that classic, I smell like, you know, Max smells like cream vanilla cupcakes. It's just a good lipstick. So one of my favorites, living in my purse. The next thing also I was turned on from Penn. It's a eyeshadow primer from the brand Blink. You can get these on Derm Store. And it is the Fountain of Youth Color Primer. It's got all kinds of stuff in it that's supposed to be good for your eyelids to help them with their dryness, and over time you're supposed to see an improvement in your space. I've been using this maybe a month. I got these around the same time, so it's a good base, especially for someone like me that has issues. You know, I get that dry patch right here, and I'm noticing that I'm not getting eyeshadow stuck up in that spot as often. I like the creaminess of it. It does have a 6-month shelf life on it, but I will use this before then because it's got all the good, and every time I wear eyeshadow, I am using this primer. So I will leave that down below. The next one, which I thought was an interesting find, is the It Confidence in Your Glow little compacts. This was from the 21 Days of Beauty. It was half price, and I noticed that these were on Ulta's site. I feel like the brush is a gimmick. You could use the brush with it. It's like a very expensive brush that you could just go like this and brush on. But I feel like at this point, a lot of us in our makeup game want the chiseled bronzer and the blush and the highlight. And I like to use these separately. And they're really, really pigmented. I feel like actually these could be used on a lot of different skin tones. And because of the gradation, if you were deeper, you could mix a little bit of the bronzer with the blush area, or if you're lighter in complexion, if you're going for the blush, you could go, you know, blush with a little bit of the highlight area to lighten things up. Like, it's versatile, I feel, because I thought that it would be too light. Let's see if I can get you a decent swatch. The blush is not showing up uber dark, but they have 3 different palettes, and this one was suggested for people that were light in skin tone. But that bronzer's still pretty pigmented. Like, I feel like medium skin tone could definitely do it too. And then they had 2 other ones. And I did notice on Ulta that these were on sale. Like, I don't know if they're discontinuing them. They claim to be anti-aging. I don't know about all that. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know what's in here, but I actually like the product. And the reason why it has been in my favorites is because it's kind of been a go-to. If my bronzer wasn't quite as deep as I wanted, I would dip into this. If I wanted a very natural blush, I would dip into this. I use the highlight with a beauty blender, and I also use it with a brush. That's why there's that little bit in there, because I dug in there with a wet beauty blender. But I'm wearing all this now, and I like it. I like it. You can blend it down, blend it up. And I believe it's like $16 on the website right now for Ulta. I don't know if they're getting away from it or if it was just a sale. It may not still be on sale, but this I like. But I wouldn't suggest using it with their brush unless you were someone that really just wanted to ombre all your stuff and do one step, but I feel like we're above all that now. And the last thing that I'm really enjoying this month that's kind of been a go-to product for me has been the Liquid Catsuit by Wet n Wild, which is kind of a surprise because I don't have a problem with drugstore, but it doesn't usually excite me. And I find 9 times out of 10 I'm disappointed in the products. It just doesn't live up to a lot of other products that, I mean, there's just really a few things only that I'm like, amazing drugstore. And it always feels like you've found the golden ticket. But these little liquid eyeshadows, this one is Pure Intention, and it's from the Springo Gothic collection, the one that just came out. These are hard to find in store. They do have them on their website, but I got lucky. I just went to a random CVS and there was a little tiny little display kind of into a corner, and they had a couple of these. So I believe they're $4.99. Like I said, I think you can get them still on the Wet n Wild website, but they are great little glitters for your lid. They're like really good. So if you're cheap like me and you don't want to spend a lot of money on the Stila glitters, because I own one of those and I like it, but I like eyeshadow palettes, guys. I don't like to spend a lot of money on other things. Like the Stila ones, they're so pretty, but it's so hard for me. I'm like, how do I choose the right one? If I'm only gonna buy one, how do I pick the right one? These are incredible. I was disappointed that Wet n Wild didn't have more of these in their new summer Flights of Fancy, because I want to see a yellow, I want to see a true yellow, a true purple, none of that black under reflect. So far, I find that any of them with the light base are really good. The darker based ones, they're okay. But this one I have been living in, and there's another pink one too. Can't remember the name. But this one is Pure Intention. So good. And my honorable mention is, because I've had it half of April, is the Tarte Knockout Tingling Treatment. It was recommended by the all-knowing Stephanie Nicole. 10% acid complex. I did have to stop using it, all of my acids, for a little while because of my peeling right here and right here, because I use a Retin-A at night. and I started incorporating this, and my skin did a crazy turnover, and it was scary. It was scary. I was peeling. I still have a hard time keeping makeup on in those areas, but I can definitely see the difference. If I have a zit and I put this on, like you see, I got this really bad one right here, and it was one of those that you're like, I want to pop you because you hurt me. I use this and it has just gone down each and every time. So I feel like this, if you have acne, if you're trying to deal with fine lines and wrinkles, just all of those things with a good exfoliation, highly recommend. Honorable mention number 6. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. My top 5s for the month of April. Let me know what some of your top 5s are down below, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye.